Hello everyone, this is Rashawn Bell again coming to you with my journey to me. In this segment of Journey to Me, I wanted to talk about Trans Visibility Day, which is today. I was deciding what I was going to do for trans visibility. Was I going to spotlight or highlight some well-known transgender individuals, or what was I going to do, or talk about my own experience? But recently, in the last week or so, I've been seeing some videos out that is very disturbing to me, that is spewing all kind of false information about trans people. So I wanted to address those videos that I saw. I think one of the videos was with Brother RZA and Lil Mama in it, and some other one that I saw. But there was basically a lot of misinformation, and that type of misinformation going out is very dangerous. So what I want to do for today, for Trans Visibility Day, is talk about the transgender experience and what it is and what it's not, because too many people are spreading false information out there, and spreading false information is dangerous. So one of the first things that I want to address, in one video I heard the young lady say trans means transition. That is so false. Trans does not mean transition. So let's talk about what trans means. You can have two gender experiences, right? For now, we know of two. We have a cisgender experience, we have a transgender experience. Cis is the Latin root word meaning same. So if you are a person whose gender identity is the same as the sex you were assumed at birth, you are cisgender. If you do not experience the same gender as you were assumed at birth, that is considered transgender. Trans, the root Latin word meaning other or across. So your gender is something other than what you were assumed at birth. That is all trans means. It does not mean transition, because not every trans person socially or medically transitions. And yes, there are two terms I just used: socially transition and medically transition. Sex change is not a thing. So with people who say, oh, they had a sex change, no. Transgender people do not have sex change. That's not, when people say that, I'm always wondering, well, what is that? What do you mean by that? Not every person that is identifies as transgender is going to medically or socially transition, meaning that social transition is when someone changes their name, their look, their pronouns to align more with the gender that they identify as. Medically transition is when someone takes the necessary steps to make their physical attributes align more with their gender identity. A trans person doesn't even have to do either one of those, socially transition or medically transition, to be valid, to be trans. They simply have to identify as something other than what they were assumed at birth. That's it. Okay? So that's the first thing that I wanted to get out of the way. Then this other video about with Brother RZA, where they're talking about young people and having sex changes or whatever, being transgender. Now with that understanding of what trans really is, that is simply someone identifies something other than what they assumed at birth. Young people, yes, as young as 4 can say that this is who I am. They could say that. There is nothing going on. Let me tell you something. Transgender children are not having surgery. That just does not happen. That is false information. that is being passed around, and you need to educate yourself. That is not what happens. The most that a transgender child is going to do is socially transition, which they may change their name, they may change their pronouns, or they may dress a certain way that aligns more with their identity. But they are not going to go into surgery. That is false. What they can do is go on hormone blockers before they start developing into the sex they were assumed at birth. Then later on, they can go on hormone replacement therapy, which will replace the hormones with the appropriate hormones. And then they can get gender assignment surgery, which just gender assignment surgery is something like, it's a process. You have to go see a therapist. You have to get at least for 6 months and get a letter saying that you have gender dysphoria and all of that. And I'm not going to get into gender dysphoria right now, but gender dysphoria, not every trans person experience it, but we do experience euphoria. So most of us do when we feel and like we're in that right space, that good feeling, euphoria. Gender dysphoria is the total opposite, where you feel that disconnect, and it can cause lots of serious depression, anxiety, even thoughts of suicide. So that's why it's serious, and that's the process. And usually when someone medically transitions, that can take 2 to 6 years for you to be at the height of your transition. And then if you're taking hormone replacement therapy, that's something you take for the rest of your life unless you decide not to take them anymore. So it's a whole process. It's not everyone has to go through it, and not everyone chooses. Everyone's experience as a transgender experience is unique to them. The other thing I want to address is that being transgender is not someone who wants to dress as another gender for entertainment or fun. That is called drag. And while trans people can be drag entertainers, they're not interchangeable. So not all drag entertainers are transgender people. Most are not. So that is false. It's not fun and games. It's not a joke. It's serious. It's real. It's a real experience. And so those are a few things that I missed that I wanted to dispel, that I've been seeing in these videos. It's ridiculous. It's like one of my issues is with people who talk on things when they don't know anything about it. And I want to normalize saying, I don't know anything about that, so I can't comment on it. It's okay. You don't have to know everything. We don't know everything. So to comment on something that you know nothing about and then spread false information, that is dangerous. When it comes to Black trans lives, it is life or death, and it's that serious. When you spread false information about people, what it does is creates more fear, more hostility, more discontent between those people and the people that you're spreading the false information about. So it's important that you get the right information. And those of you who do have the right information, correct someone when they're spreading the wrong information. Because, like I said, it's life and death. And if you see, I got my incense going because I'm like my sage, my incense, I'm just trying to clear the negative energy around here. So, yes, please, on this day, Trans Visibility Day, I urge you to really think about it and educate yourself and really get the truth, the facts, and be an agent for that truth. And if you're an ally, please, if you hear false information, speak up, speak out, say something. Thank you guys for joining me and listening to me rant and rave. And I'll catch you later. Oh, wait, I got good news. So I finally was approved through my insurance for my top surgery. So I go see my surgeon again this Thursday to schedule my top surgery. And I will keep you guys updated to see when my date is going to be. And we'll walk you through that process. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Thank you for joining me. Bye.